If you're buying or selling a home, you got to go see the Bart Merrick team.
Yep, I just talked to Bart, BartTheRealtor.com. He told me everything's basically normal right now. Obviously not normal, but normal in the housing market. He's like, housing prices have remained stable. The markets remain stable. He's
So
like,
it's steady she goes.
he said there's less buyers and sellers out there, but he did tell me that if you're looking to buy a house, just like Samantha just did, that since there's less sellers, you have a better opportunity to get the house because, 3 months ago, houses were going on the market and then getting multiple full-price offers same day.
Oh, yeah.
And so now, because everything's slowed down, there may be some houses on the market that you can go and look at and get, where otherwise, 3 months ago, someone with cash or someone,
probably
investors,
would have
would have bought it up. But,
delicious interest rates right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he told me Brian Zymel is getting people ridiculous interest rates
It's stupid.
on their mortgage. So if you're looking to move, buy or sell your house,
Hey, you got time now. Make a couple of phone calls or get on the old interwebs.
Yeah.
Throw a couple of emails to Bart, to Crystal Van, and get them working. I mean, they're going to guide you correctly, and they're going to make this pretty much easy peasy.
Yeah, they are still working right now, and I know Samantha was out looking for houses during this, and to make sure that the people are not at home and you could do it safely.
You have to.
And so everything's good to go. But if you're looking to buy or sell, it's BartTheRealtor.com, Crystal Van, and Bart Merrick.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. So this next interview, Travis Butler set up, and a little bit of background of Butler. When I first met or started to meet Butler at events, he was a BDM and a listener.
Yeah. Actually, if you ever tour the studio, if you ever get the chance to come to our studio, in the bathroom, he wrote his old job and then he signed it and he drew like a Union Jack British flag in there.
I should have known then. Don't hire this guy.
How long was he in there? My God.
No. And so he was the reason I purchased my one wheel.
Oh, Travis was the catalyst
because he brought it to a beer fest years ago, and then I rode around.
Oh, he had to be that guy.
Yeah.
He's like the guy at the roller rink with a parrot on his shoulder.
And then I rode around. Then I started talking to him back and forth, and he's like, "Hey, you should get one used," because at that time I was like, I can't spring.
So this is all before you had him come in.
$1,500. Yeah. And then he's like, "No, you go on this one wheel forum, and then they sell them used all the time." And literally, because I don't do anything anybody suggests, I didn't do that. But he said, like, "Hey, I found one for sale, $900." And then I'm like, "Can you facilitate the deal?" Because again, I don't want to do anything myself. I just
so he was working for you before. Wait a minute. So Butler was working for you before he was officially working for you.
Yeah. Doing menial tasks that I could easily do myself.
Wait a minute. Was he one of your original pain pill handyman scam guys?
Yeah.
So he was in your your phone as One Wheel Travis?
Yeah. Weed One Wheel Travis.
One Wheel.
Because I put the drug first.
Edible.
He can get the
edible
hookup.
One Wheel Travis.
Yeah. So Travis set this up because this man is a professional one wheeler and the founder of Float Life, which I'm familiar with from the Facebook One Wheel page. So we got Jeff McCosker on the line with us. How you doing, Jeff?
Hey, I'm good. You nailed that last name. Good work.
Yeah, he did it finally.
I mean, you don't know how close I was to messing it up.
Yeah, I was waiting for the T. I was waiting for the T, but it didn't land.
I mean, it was close. So, Jeff, first, how you doing, and how'd you get into one-wheeling?
Yeah, we're hanging in here. We're in California, so we're all sheltered in place and all that kind of fun stuff. So
Yep.
dealing with that. But, all things aside, things are going pretty good. As far as one-wheeling stuff, I remember my buddy Nick Sanfilippo way back in the day sent me this Kickstarter video of this crazy little, go-kart one-wheeled electric board type thing. I'm like, that seems pretty interesting. Let's check the price on that. Oh, yeah, $1,500. No thanks.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah, no way. So, a couple months go by, keep going back to it, keep watching this video, and then tax season comes. I end up getting a tax return that's a little higher than expected, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Why not? Let's just drop in. If I don't like it, I'll just resell it. And at that time, the used ones were actually selling for more than the new ones because they were so hard to get.
Yes.
So I'm like, hey, worst case, I break even, we're good to go. And the thing shows up in the mail, jump on it, ride it. 5 minutes later, I'm back online ordering a second one.
Yeah, it really is. I tell people all the time, like, man, this is a quality product. Like the way it's built, the mechanism inside, the power that it has. Like people often equate it to like electric skateboards or like
I don't think it's anywhere close.
Or hoverboards and stuff. And I'm like, man, this is totally different. And I kind of describe it to people as like the same technology a Segway has. When people often, I'm sure you get the same question all the time when you're riding it. People are like, oh, how does that work? I'm like, similar to a Segway. It works by, literally, and you can explain it better than me, but like a gyroscopic motor that kind of goes with your body movement. How exactly do you describe the way a one-wheel works?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much nailed it. It's like, it's a badass, super dangerous, wildly fun skateboard Segway.
Yeah. And it has more power. Like I use mine all the time to
go get beer.
Yeah, that and to pull my two sons in a wagon around the neighborhood. I pull them to the park. Or I used to pull them to the park like that's probably 2.5 miles from my house, and it'll go. And I've pulled it down the beach before, loaded up with a cooler and stuff. Like the amount of torque and power the electric motor has is surprising because it's so small.
Oh, absolutely. And they're sort of light years beyond where they were when they first launched, too, because I jumped in the V1 days. That was their original Kickstarter model, and then they came out with the Plus after that, and then the XR, and then the Pint. So they ride a whole hell of a lot better than they used to. So I'm looking forward to what they come out with next.
I was going to ask you, Jeff. I'm still a V1. Me and Travis here.
It's classic. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. It's like driving around a classic car. You're not going to get the same performance, but something about it.
Yeah, you got to crank it in the beginning.
And I've been contemplating buying the XR. Is it exponentially better?
Oh yeah, get one immediately.
Okay, I mean, I am. I mean, especially now.
That's all it took.
Because if I'm going to, like I could ride around outside in my neighborhood, it's about all I could do nowadays. So I'm going to order one. So, Jeff,
you got that Trump money coming in, right? What else are you going to spend it on?
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to save it in case they want it back.
Also, I think we make too much. We don't get.
I don't think we can get any of that.
So, Jeff, I want to ask you about your other interests, because I know that you're a professional snowboarder, you wakeboard, skateboard, and you've had some close calls in all these adventures. Tell us about because we listened to a little bit of an interview about you getting stuck on the ledge of a mountain. Tell us about that.
Oh, man, I don't know where you guys heard that professional snowboarder comment, but that's not true.
Travis told me. He wrote it down on the paper. It said professional snowboarder.
We got to bring him in. Travis, get in here.
No, I mean, grew up doing it, still snowboard. It's not at all.
You want to see? Have you ever been on an interview where we fire an employee live on the air?
Hold on, Jeff. Have you ever gotten paid by any sponsor, or because professionals loose?
It's not loose.
Maybe technically.
Well, I mean, we call ourselves professionals. What he means, Sam?
Yeah, if you got paid $1 for anything that you did, technically that could be counted as professional.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I've had a lot of travel and events and stuff like that paid for, so maybe that counts.
Yeah, close enough.
All right, you're off the hook
this time.
Oh, thank God.
So, were you stuck on the edge of the shelf, like a mountain? Because it was written down in here too. Or is that a mistake that Travis wrote?
No, that one's correct. That was yes, I was stuck. I got clipped out up in Zermatt, up in the. That's like, you guys ever heard of the Matterhorn before? It's on the on that Toblerone bar, you know?
Yeah.
I went snowboarding out there. Ended up getting clipped out on a few hundred feet on a cliff face, and tried to hike out. Fell down a crevasse and had to get helicoptered out. super fun day.
Whoa,
that's kind of mega scary.
Yeah, anytime the helicopter has to come get you out, it's that's a bad day. Well,
it's even sketchier when the storm's rolling in and they get up there and we're 14,500 feet, so the helicopter can barely hold on. There's too much weight for it to take off, and one of the guys has to jump out and wait on the side of the cliff while the helicopter is down.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
That's rough, especially for the guy that's like, hey, I'll be back if I can make it back. It's like, all right, I'll just
I've
wait
never wanted to be the guy that the other people look at me and go like, stay here. We'll get help. No, I'll get help. Yeah. I'm getting help. You stay here.
Yeah.
You're going to freeze to death. I'm not freezing to death.
Yeah, because the person always inevitably, you like the person leaves and then like disappears in the horizon, and then you're like, I hope he comes back. That's all you have is hope at that point. So, Jeff, I want to talk to you about the One Wheel Festival that you started. Tell us about that.
Oh, you talking about Float Life Fest?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's really rad. So, actually, Justin Thompson's the main guy that runs that. We're typically title sponsor of it. That's over on East Coast. So that's in North Carolina, right outside of Asheville. And that's super rad. So that's like the biggest community-led one-wheel event that we have all year. We've done 3 of them now for the last 3 years, and we end up getting between 300 to 500 people from all over the country, crews out there. We have big race series that happens, trick competition, all sorts of different stuff, and there ends up being a winner every year. It's an awesome event. Everyone camps out for like 3 to 5 days, and there's live music and food, and it's a great time.
I saw some of the videos from the trick competition, I think, that Butler showed me.
Yeah.
And it looks like a hell of a good event, man.
Oh, well, now these kids are doing like kick flips.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane. Yeah. It's
wild to see the progression of where it's gone. 'Cause, I mean, we've been doing it 3 years in a row now, and every year it's just like exponential improvement. But then again, every year Bodie Harrison just takes the whole damn trick comp because he just is wildly better than anyone else. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Have you found that, not to geek out on One Wheels, and I don't even own one, but have you found that like One Wheels size-wise and maybe, weight-wise, something like the Pint has opened up the door to do more tricks just based on size and weight?
So not really necessarily. There isn't a whole lot that you can do on the Pint that you can't do on the XR, just because of the size and weight aspect of it.
Sure.
We thought that might be the case right out the gate, but so far we're not really finding that to be too true. If they could cut some of the weight out of them, we could definitely start doing new stuff, which would be really, really cool. Because right now, I mean, they're, 27 pounds right out the box.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty tough to flip these things around and land back on them. But I think the biggest improvement is just going to come from updating the firmware, because that's been the main thing through all the models. Like, the specs on them don't change a ton. Like, they'll beef up the batteries, they'll beef up the motor a little bit, have a little bit more juice running into it. But really the secret sauce to these things is the firmware and the code that's written into them, because that's what defines completely how it rides.
Are people like hacking them? Because I've seen on like obviously the One Wheel Facebook page and stuff, like you got the guy that figured out how to literally have a mobile battery pack that he
I saw that guy.
That he puts in his backpack and is able to hook it up to his One Wheel so he can go like extreme distances. And I know other like engineers have figured out how to take theirs apart and like change the programming and stuff. And has someone figured out how to make it work better than factory, or is still like basic how you get it out of the box is going to be the best scenario?
So no one's been able to hack the firmware yet. So no one's really updated any of the code in there. But as far as like hacking it on a physical level, yeah, we've been building parts and accessories for them since they first came out to make them ride better. I mean, we invented float plates, which are like a skid plate that goes on the bottom that's self-lubricating plastic, so you can start nose and tail sliding them on stuff. We always change the tires right out of the box, different ride styles, flip the foot pads around to get concave on them so you can get better leverage, more comfortable. So we've been hacking it as far as like a physical aspect goes, but as far as internally with the firmware, no one's really been able to step up to that yet. And then Future Motion, the company that makes it, they really don't want people messing with them at all. They think it's sort of perfect right out of the box. So they're kind of trying to de-incentivize people from making any mods to it. They're changing some firmware stuff and some hardware stuff to make it harder to replace parts, and basically taking a page out of like Apple and Tesla's playbook, right?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of know when something becomes popular that it will, especially when, well, I'll say it like this: when two things become popular, the device and then the customization of the device. I mean, we've all seen it in cars, like even my VW. You know, if I wanted to flash it or make it crazy, I could, but they're going to know I did it and they're going to void the warranty. Is that kind of what they're doing?
Yeah, that's what they've been doing since the start. But now they're doing different things, like they're seeing people, when the battery burns out or you break a controller module, they'll actually sort of like poach a part from a different board and put it on to get their board running again. You used to be able to swap the controller modules and the batteries independently, but now they've synced up the BMS inside the battery to have to pair with the controller module, to where if you just change the battery out, your board doesn't function anymore. So now you have to send your board back into the factory to have them working on it. They're trying to de-incentivize people repairing them themselves.
That makes sense. I mean, well, it doesn't. Yeah, it also doesn't, but I get what you're saying.
No, it makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense.
Jeff, are you like me and like you secretly hope that the one wheel doesn't get too popular? Because hear me out. I've been thinking about this. Like right now, which I've always been surprised about, is like, well, maybe not right now, but before this whole coronavirus thing, you can go to the beach and you could ride your one wheel down the beach, and it is fun as hell. Like especially like a hard packed sand near the water.
Yeah, you got everywhere to go.
You could cruise down the beach, and I thought that some like lifeguard or a beach patrol would kick me out, like but they don't. Like it's fine. I mean, you're not doing anything. It's completely silent. It doesn't make any grooves or anything. It's fine. But I had like thought, I'm like, if this gets too popular and there's too many one wheels on the beach, they're going to start banning it, and they're going to people will ruin it. Have you thought about that? Like, what's to stop? Or have you heard of stories of people banning one wheels from the beach or like areas like that? Because it is really, really fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of a funny thing, too, is you can easily, like, become a victim of your own success. Like, anything that blows up crazy popular like that and just doesn't grow organically to the point where it's supposed to be can just end up sort of getting a blanket ban on everything, right? So, yeah, we are seeing in some places they're getting grouped in with, like, the electric rental scooters. Like, down in San Diego, for example, they totally banned them pretty much everywhere down there, like riding down by the beach, because those electric scooters became such a big problem. We just got lumped in with them. Yeah, we are seeing that that's definitely a big problem. But, the community's getting together and really trying to separate us apart from those rental scooters and from other electric ridables and, make it okay. Like here in Sacramento, California, we're actually completely separate. So the way the laws work here is rental scooters have one set of laws, and then one wheels have a completely different. We're actually listed under electric-assisted personal mobility devices. So whereas the electric scooters can't ride on the sidewalks, we can. And we can actually ride faster than them, and there's all sorts of cool stuff that goes behind it. So as long as you get your local municipality set up correctly, you're good. The problem is people just jump in, ride them like crazy. People start complaining, and then they start making laws and lumping them in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to have a passionate enough local community in order to make sure the laws get set up right.
So what do you think the future of, like, one wheel is going to be? Like, how far will we be able to ride on the batteries? How fast will these things be able to go? Like, what kind of incremental increases do you see the technology moving forward?
I mean, it looks like what they've been pushing so far has just been increased range, more power, and then with the release of the Pint, they went with a sort of more affordable business model on that one. So really, who knows? It's up to them. We're kind of beholden to battery technology at this point because you can only get so much power out of so light of a pack, and it has to also be safe and stable. So that's sort of a limiting factor. But it's really just that and the motor are the only two parts that we're just kind of waiting on tech to catch up on. Other than that, really, the only things that they can tweak are sort of design, shape, and keep working on the firmware to just make it ride better. That's really it. So hopefully we're shooting for, a little bit smaller, more compact sort of pint size, but with the power and the rideability of the XR and a ton of range. That's really what everyone wants.
I kind of want them to add like a second wheel and then put a seat on the back of it. And then some handlebars on the front.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I would like that.
Now, Jeff.
Call it a two-wheel, right?
Yeah, like a Moda something. I don't know. We'll work on it.
I don't want to hit you up for some free things.
Oh, come on. Don't do it.
Do a payola deal here, but I'm in the market.
You want to be a sponsored rider? I was looking at his list of sponsored riders.
I mean, I got a good enough following here that I could start promoting your products, and I've been in the market for a front skid plate. I like some of your aftermarket stuff that you have available, and I'm just saying that
maybe you can join, but you need a better name because I'm looking at the pro team. We got Jeff. We've got Sly Dog Stroh. I don't think you, Dom, Land Pirate, Jake.
What's your one-wheeling name, Tom?
Land Pirate kind of they call me the Butt Pirate.
Oh, you're the Butt Pirate.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. Do you have a spot on your website for Butt Pirate?
Hey, we run a family-friendly. There's
nothing wrong. Nefarious about it. I'm just saying, if you send me a couple aftermarket parts,
old Butt Pirate's got you.
I'll promote them to our listeners. I know there's a couple they got with them one wheels. Don't send it to Travis. Send it to me.
If you need a skid plate from Float,
man, he's cutting out Butler from the deal.
Yeah. Just say attention, Tom Van, and any extra toys, and I'll give you some grip tape. Let's say I'm looking at your website right now. New wheels, cool.
Get a float plate from float-supply.com, and that's coming from Butt Pirate.
I'm just saying, any free memorabilia.
Don't send him anything.
Don't
send him anything, and delete your Skype connection after or whatever, and never call us again. Run from this man.
Again, promote your website.
It's really nice, man. You guys got all kinds of good stuff on your website.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I mean, it's like thousands of YouTube or like one-wheel videos. I mean, if you want one-wheel stuff, float-supply.com.
Yeah. Oh, check out the YouTube channel. That's where all the is, for sure. So that one, just look up the Float Life on YouTube. We pop right up.
Cool. Well, Jeff, it was good talking to you, man.
Thanks for your time, man.
And stay safe out there. And hopefully one of these days, I've been wanting to make it up to that North Carolina One Wheel Fest, Float Fest, and maybe if I up there and I'll
then
see
EJ can make fun of you.
Yeah, I know because but this is cooler than Pokemon. Pokemon's stupid. This is actually extreme sport here.
That is your opinion.
Hey Jeff, thanks for the time.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll make you guys a deal. Why don't you come out to Float Life Fest for Float Life Fest 4 this year? And if you beat us in a race, Butt Pirates on the team.
All right.
Wow. I guess you challenge.
I guess we're going. I guess we're going.
You don't know what I'll do to win.
Yeah, you have no idea what this. I mean, this.
They don't call me the Butt Pirate for nothing.
You get extra points for being in flip flops.
I'm pretty sure you don't understand how stubborn Butt Pirate is.
Like Blackbeard put fuses in his hair. You don't know where I want to put my fuses.
It's a pink fuse.
We do know.
All right.
It's in your name.
Jeff, thanks so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, later on, guys.
All right, take care. You even embarrass me in front of people that I don't want to talk to. I'm not even into one wheeling. I'm not even into this, right?
Yeah.
I don't. I've ridden yours before. I like it. I think it's cool. I definitely think it's cool, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to talk to Jeff, the professional one-wheel guy, and you embarrass me in front of a guy I don't even care to talk to. How does that even happen?
Sir. That's what Butt Pirate does.
Wow. All right.
Part of my charm.
That's the classic Butt Pirate charm.
These tickets aren't that bad.
No.
For a 4-day pass.
No, they don't.
Camping, it's $155.
Camping, I'm out.
Well, you can do the one without camping.
Butt Pirate doesn't camp. Who do you think I am?
I thought you were getting an RV.
I'm not Turd Burglar. Turd Burglar camps. Butt Pirate doesn't camp.
If they got RV sites, that's a different story. But I need air.
And then everybody's walking by. They're like, "You see that RV over there? That's Butt Pirate." He thinks he's better than us.
You can tell by the butt, skull, and crossbones. His butt bones. All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Look for the butt bones. My wife's all mad now. Get out of here. All right, we'll take a break. No, that's it. That's the show. Oh, I needed a break after that. Okay. I was going to say oneforeverlife.com. Going crazy.
All right.
Oh, my God, he's got a butt.
All right, we'll see you guys. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Tom.
I am Dan. Do we have anything to hit real quick or no?
You can go on our merch page, tomandan.com. We're about to have a couple new T-shirts released. We're going to be running the promotion where you get a free pair of Tom and Dan sunglasses and a sticker. We always throw in magnets and stuff. Eric, our merch guy, is always good.
It really helps out Eric, too, because obviously you can imagine that we're a small business. We're not immune to any of this, but we worry about our listeners before really us, because so far so good here, right?
Yeah.
So you got to help other people out. But Eric, you guys have been really ordering a lot of stuff and coming through for that guy.
Yeah,
and,
And then
it really helps.
We pay him for obviously being our merchman, and the more merch we sell, the more he makes. So it helps
the company. Yeah, it all helps the company.
So we appreciate it.
If you can order. Let's do it. Daniel didn't realize he looked just like Jeff Lowe. When he wears his flat brim, his wife just wants to go to see Stephen Kramer, or maybe her other friend, I think his name is Mo, and get a divorce, because being married to me, it's just gotta blow. That was depressing.
We love Porky! Yeah!
Who's Porkin'? Brought to you by Porky's Barbecue in Apopka. Go by there and support a local small business. Looking at Steve White's Facebook, Steve from Porky's. Porky's is open today from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And you can swing by there and pick up a to-go order, pick up some...
Dude, he made gumbo.
I saw that.
Why did you say that? I'm so hungry right now. Has it got shrimp in it?
It's got crab meat, shrimp, and sausage,
I would
and
be
he's selling it
willing-
for $5.95 a bowl.
I would be willing to Benadryl it up and go face first into that, dude, and not even give a damn.
Get some gumbo, 2 pounds lump crab meat, 3 pounds shrimp, 1 pound sausage.
You're going to make me
Andouille
cry.
sausage.
I looked at that word, I was like, sausage.
No, you've had it. It's just
Sausage.
it's that little bit of spice with that oil released in there. Oh, my God.
Oh, man, I have to go by and get...
I got chills.
Go
I
get
need
you
to
some
get-
gumbo.
I am getting Corona fat.
Yeah.
Everybody is real.
Well, I'm exercising, but I'm eating through my exercise.
Yeah.
It's out of
Eating more calories than
It's out of
burning.
control. My wife brought home Twix, Kit Kat, all this garbage. I'm like, you can't bring that home.
Yeah.
But I can eat meat. So Porky's in Apopka. Go say hi to Steve. Give him some love. And Ed's working there too. Chef Ed's. He was. I hope he still is. If he's not, I don't know.
When things like
Things
this
change.
When things
Rapid
like this happen, I know not specifically like this, but hurricanes, anything where it's puts you out of the norm, it's easy to justify eating bad. It
is.
It's comforting.
Yeah,
right?
because you could be like, "There's too much going on, too much stress. Like I just need to eat."
What
this
is there to
and make-
do? Eat.
Yeah, it make me feel better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Your wife hit on something, and I think she obviously posted it as a joke, but I'm doing it. It's like, she said, eat when the babies eat. Which is like, it's almost like when you're a new mom, it used to be sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yeah.
But she's right. Every time Maisie's like, I want a snack, chocolate muffins, I'm like, I need chocolate muffins too. And it's like, it doesn't work like that when you're 43, man.
No. My son's
Chocolate muffin. I don't need a chocolate muffin. I am a chocolate muffin. Well, I'm a white muffin, but
White chocolate.
yeah, I'm a white chocolate muffin.
Also, my wife's like, you're feeding them too much bread. Like, I'm like, too much bread? They're not a 38-year-old mom that's worried about carbs. 5 and 6, burn it off.
It's the most efficient engine made.
They can eat only bread. They're fine. Anyway.
Okay, who's porking?
So I found an article that I thought might help some people because it talks about how to spice things up in the bedroom during self-isolation.
No.
Oh.
So
I I think
there's-
Tom's been doing a good job.
Other than
though.
eating, there's a lot of porking going on during this quarantine. So one of the ways is to think outside the box. Look around you. What do you see? A dining room table, a kitchen counter,
What?
up against the wall, up against the mirror, the shower. You got that new
Against the
shower.
wall, up against
You got the
wall.
dual heads going on. And if you're more risque, use a balcony or a porch.
Yeah, your bills could be like a homemade wedge. And you could prop your wife up on all your bills on your center island.
Here's I think the misconception.
And my dining room table, I could lay my wife gently into the pile of Legos that's there.
And again, I understand the irony of me talking about this because I'm so boring and I've been with the same old lady for so long.
Stop it.
But to me, the more adventurous and harder it is and more stunting that you're doing, not as enjoyable as the normal. For instance, like, I'm climbing up on my stool. And
Whoa.
I'm standing on
Oh,
my...
be careful.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
careful.
This has got, king!
And I'm like, too hot.
Yeah,
My legs are shaking.
Well, look. First of all, you need to build your leg muscles. So maybe this is a good idea for you.
I'm just
Weird.
saying.
You look like a Jim Walter Stiltholm.
Why do I want to make it harder for myself to be enjoyable?
I can't. And I'm limited in what I can do just based on stature. It's like
But if you're standing and she's on the counter,
Again,
how is she on the counter?
you gotta have not too tall of countertops.
Is she bent over the counter?
No, she's just sitting.
I just stirred.
Oh,
I stirred my son's macaroni and cheese on there. Like now
Yeah.
I'm
Why
ruining
slow
it.
it down?
I know. That's or just go back to the normal.
Right?
I'll put a wedge under there.
Yeah, put a
Moving
wedge
on
on
to
it.
the next
I'm
way to
comfortable
spice
in
it
my
up.
bed.
Yeah, that one didn't work.
Here's-
That one didn't
I'm
work.
wondering how.
Drill, I'm pushing. I'm like,
I'm trying to help Tom spice it up, and I feel like he's going to shoot down everything that I bring.
But like I'm trying to figure mine out too. I got glass tables. My wife falls through a glass table.
Well,
Then
you
we're
gotta be
both
careful.
naked and there's blood everywhere.
You got stairs. Stairs are good.
What do I do on the stairs?
Oh,
I
you
put
do
a piece of
things on
cardboard
stairs.
down and I ride her down the stairs.
Yeah, that's the jackass.
Yeah, I put her in a laundry basket. We roll down the stairs nude.
How do you guys feel about mutual masturbation?
Don't ever say that again.
Yeah. Again, we're like, what are we trying to do here?
What does that mean? Is that this? That's called playing the piano to the side. That's what I call it.
Yeah. I don't want
She's
to.
playing the trumpet to the side.
Nobody should see me do that. Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see
It
myself
says
in the
it
mirror.
is predicted to be one of the biggest sexual trends to define the next generation. You guys not into it? You don't do that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Again,
I have.
am-
Yeah, I mean, I've done it, but I'm like, it's not something that's on the menu
Are you-
every night.
Are you only touching yourself or the opposite person?
You can do both.
Oh, I'm
Well,
always. I
that's
play.
like a
I'm always.
foreplay, right?
I'm,
Right, yeah.
I'm
Okay,
always playing
well-
the guitar, if you know what I mean.
I mean,
and she's playing.
I mean,
the-
you could go to completion, but yeah.
Yeah.
What about this one, which I find interesting? Don't have sex.
Yeah,
it says-
spice it up. Don't have sex.
Me and Butler have been doing that for years.
Yeah, you guys are visionaries.
Oh my God. It says,
pioneers.
try exploring new podcasts, TED Talks, books, online courses, and workbooks that can really help you expand your thinking and open up your perspective.
That's not spicing
and
up my
learning
bedroom.
when it comes to sex.
If I went into the bedroom, my wife's watching a TED Talk, I'll put my foot through her laptop.
Indulge in sensory play. Use hot and cold play. Think ice cubes and wax candles and massage oils. Also use soft and rough textures to entice your senses.
I like to put a red hot fried pork chop on my wife's back.
Sounds pretty good, actually.
I hate TED Talks. I'm just gonna say
I hate
that.
TED.
Yeah.
I hate TED.
I don't. I hate them.
I hate them too.
Okay.
It's all people that think they know what they're talking about that are only doing a TED Talk, so you know that they did a TED Talk. That's all it is.
How about some new sex positions? I got 3 of them for you.
Oh,
Okay.
The sea turtle.
I know what that one is. That's when I dig a hole in my backyard, I climb in it, and I dare anybody to touch me because by law you can't. That's the sea turtle.
Then you turn off your hotel lights.
Yeah. Then my wife flicks on the bathroom light, and then I crawl into traffic, and I'm dead.
Yeah. Then you go number 2 in a hole, and then you use your feet to flip her some stand on it.
Yeah.
That's not it. One
okay.
person curls their legs up, and the other comes from the kneeling position. Use a pillow to raise the recipient's lower back so their partner can go at the same time. I can't say a lot of this stuff, I think, on the radio.
You're dancing around it
what
pretty
about
well.
the
I like
upside down cake?
I know what the upside down cake is.
Back to sea turtle. I
Okay.
also I tie some fishing string
Around her
line
mouth.
around her
flippers.
fingers,
Yeah.
turn them purple.
Yeah,
Don't
and
use
she
fishing
loses
line.
use of them, and then you have to have your neighbor come in, hack her hand off, and then she lives at his house until she's rehabilitated, where he can re-release her into your home.
Yeah.
It's a long,
Then there's
long night.
SeaWorld there. We're all cheering.
Then we clap. Then as soon as you're released, some sort of animal, a shark comes and bites you in half.
What about the upside down cake?
Okay, that's
You
when
into that one?
That's when I face the bed. I'm laying with my face directly into the bed, and then my wife covers my back in pineapple and puts me in the oven.
It says find a stable surface like a table where one person lies down flat on their back on something that supports their weight while the other person thrusts.
Okay, all right.
And then there's the ease in. Lay on your back comfortably while the other person eases in backwards. Couples can enjoy varying the angle of penetration to simulate different sensations or throw in a toy for extra vibration.
It's too much work.
And the last,
You know what? Go to the other one. No, just don't have it. Just easier.
and the last one that I know will probably make Tom the most uncomfortable out of all of these is embrace the dirty talk.
Yeah,
God.
he's not into that.
A helpful way to start conversations about your turn-ons, fantasies, and boundaries is making a yes, no, or maybe list with your partner. You down for that, Tom?
I'm not making any list.
Okay.
Just
So literally everything to spice up your bedroom life. You don't want any of it, right?
Sea turtle sounded pretty good.
You're into sea turtle?
Yeah.
I just I
I'll
don't
take
want
2 sea turtles, please.
I don't want to talk about it or plan it or have any sort of pre-discussion about this whole thing with my old lady, because that's the awkward part to me. Is like it just
What if you just leave a note somewhere for her to find?
I like that. That's good. You could do that.
Here's the thing. I can't change now.
You can.
And because if I do,
Never too late to change.
Crystal will be suspicious of why I'm doing it. Like she's gonna be like, "What's happening?"
You're doing this because you cheated on me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she'll
You've already done this with your girlfriend. You're only trying it out on me
Yeah.
to throw me off the scent.
she'll question why this new thing.
That's why I have to do it. I have to leave a note.
All right,
And I have to have sex with your wife. And I'm willing to do that.
I'll be in the closet.
Look, it's a pandemic right now, and we got to do whatever we can. If we're up, you got to stretch a hand down and pull other people up with you. And I'm willing to do that for you, buddy.
No, that's fine.
I'd also like to borrow your boat.
I don't know where to take it.
I was trying to get you guys to pork some more.
I like this.
possibly get your porking a little more exciting.
I know.
Maybe try and maybe I'll email this to you. You won't read it, so maybe I'll email it to your wife. Or
I've got some
something.
sexual positions for you that I'd like to know if you've tried before. How about the Elton John?
What's that one?
That's where you put blinky glasses on it, and you come to full size during Crocodile Rock.
Yeah.
I have not, but I'm willing to try.
Remember when rock was young. Tom and I both hate Crocodile Rock.
I love that
No,
song.
one of the reasons why Tom and I went into business is because that song is a terrible song.
Yes,
it's
it is.
not good.
It isn't. It isn't good at all.
Crocodile Rock is the worst Elton John song.
Yes.
No, I disagree.
And it's a goof. And
When I hear it, I'm like, ah! I get mad. I get mad when I hear it.
Reminds me of the Muppets.
It's very Muppety, yeah.
when I was a kid, I had a NFL VHS of the hardest hits, and it had Crocodile Rock in it. And that's all I remember now.
It's burned into your
And
skull.
I just remember.
Weird song choice.
I know. It
Yeah.
was the most bizarre.
Probably all they could get licensed, you know.
No, but that would be hard to get licensed. They licensed Crocodile Rock, which I mean, Elton John. I imagine like he owns it, and like his company. It would be expensive to license any Elton John song, right? So they did that. They also did "Shot Through the Heart," which another expensive song to license for some NFL. Hard hit, like the hardest hits video. It's just a montage of NFL players getting hit, and then Crocodile Rock playing it. And like,
Oh my God, I think I found it.
they played like 5. I think it's it. This is it.
Hand off to Bo, off the left side, gets to the outside, first down.
Yeah, I mean,
Take it to
that's
love.
it.
Yeah,
I had this VHS earlier.
it's like NFL hardest hits.
but
Make it so good. Okay,
This one kind of makes sense, but
there it is.
there it is. Yeah. Oh, but it's all the cheerleaders on this part. This makes sense, I guess.
yeah.
Because they're all, you know.
Oh man, I missed
Boingy.
the big hair.
you know,
They did the. This is back at a time when. Did you see what they did? They just cut. And I'm sorry, I can't throw this up for the Twitch viewers right now. But they cut to a guy. And you couldn't do this now, but they cut to a guy in the stands. He was using binoculars to look at the cheerleaders, and his eyeballs were like, "Oh, you wouldn't do that anymore."
also, it's a weird dichotomy listening to Crocodile Rock and watching someone who will eventually get ALS from his concussions.
It appeared that Crocodile Rock was only playing during the
Look,
cheerleaders.
it knocked him out cold, and they have no idea how dangerous it is.
Later in his life, he'll be sitting in his lazy one.
I'm like, that guy-
Oh man, it knocked his head off.
Like, that guy is going to shoot himself in the chest. I'm just saying, like, it's sad. Crocodile Rock.
You know what's funny though? A guy dressed like Donald Duck with a hole in his chest with a note pinned to it that says "Study my Donald Duck brain."
I'm sorry, we're going stir crazy here. It's I've noticed that it's either you're like the baby boom in 9 months jokes, or I'm getting divorced. There's no in between. It's the extremes.
Well, I saw on the BDM page, I saw a guy, and I think he was being serious. He was like, how has the lockdown kind of affected
Yeah.
your relationship? You know, spending more time with your significant other. Has it made things worse? Has it made things better? And I think most people were kind of like, we have our moments. I think most people, if you were just to take an average of all the answers, I think most people would agree that, you're going to snap at each other now and again, but
Yeah.
everybody's doing it. You know, I mean, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to think you're getting a divorce just because you're getting on your significant other's nerves, you know?
Well, people get irritated when you throw them off the routine,
Yeah.
and especially the older you are, you start falling into, all right, you go to work, you got the kids, you do this normal routine, and when you throw all that out the window and you have to learn a new routine, it's hard, and you're going to get into fights. My piece of advice is to learn how to separate yourself from each other for, at least, some amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, go do separate things. Don't be up each other's A every day, because that's the recipe for a disaster, adult human beings together in close quarters for a long period of time are going to get on each other's nerves,
Oh, Norm has some good lessons. He says, hide in the bathroom for 20 minutes and make sure your audio isn't on Bluetooth.
And, yeah.
Not a bad idea, Norm.
Well, I think Tom was doing that before the
No,
quarantine.
yeah.
I
That's
think
my
we all
go-to.
kind of dancing around that a little bit, right? But yeah, I would say to give people advice, don't make... And depending on what you're dealing with, look, I hate giving advice, but I do think that this is a wise piece of advice, and I think you'll probably agree with me. I think Sam probably will too. Not sure on Butler. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. If it's not that big of a deal, you don't need to go in on it.
Yeah.
Because it's just not. All you're doing is magnifying the problem. So yeah, there might be a problem. Yeah, you might not like how she or he's doing something, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Try to minimize it.
Here's another one. I quit saying my opinion. I've learned nothing
Yeah,
good.
you don't have to say it. You could think it.
Nothing good comes from it. So I just, I just don't weigh in on what I think about something, especially if it's not along the same lines.
What
as,
happened to people surveying their surroundings? So I almost feel like people don't do that anymore. Like the first thing I do when I'm getting ready to leave here and go home to see my wife, because it's all I've done for the past 4 weeks is just here and there, right? That's it.
Wow.
But the first thing I do is I survey how her day went, like via text. hey, getting ready to leave. How'd it go today? You know, like I get my clues ahead of time.
Right.
Don't be an idiot. Get your clues ahead of time. Find out how her day went. Find out how the kid was. If you got all those answers and every box is ticking well, then you're good to go. But if she had some issues, then now you've been warned. You've been cognizant to maybe do a little extra to make her day better. Just being a good human being.
I got another one, and I realized I was doing this the other day where, since I'm coming here, my schedule really hasn't changed. But my wife, she is now, stay-at-home mom and teacher, and she feels
she has to clean up the house, teach the kids, sell the houses, do the appointment. Yeah, it's a lot.
Responsible for doing their daily lessons and all the stuff that they have. And by the way, the school, because all the teachers want to make sure that they're doing their job, are sending all the stuff and whatever.
And it's too much.
And it is a lot. And so my wife feels like if she doesn't do it all, that she's doing a disservice to her kids, which she loves more than her
anything in the world.
Life, So if she falls short at that, like if the kids don't do their math, or I'm sorry, their art project that the art teacher sent, she feels like she's failed as a mom. So you get all that, and then Daddy gets home and it's like pool time.
And she posted about that.
And then they're like, yeah,
she posted
I got playing with them the whole time.
Can you find that post and bring up the list of insults that the boys were hurling at her? Because Andrew gets that with this with
May. The Dad's here. He's the fun one. He gets time. He just plays all day. He doesn't make us do our schoolwork or clean up the house.
It says, I don't want to eat my banana. I spilled my yogurt on the carpet. I hate school. Yucky mama. I want a snack. Can you wipe my butt? Can I watch TV? This is boring. School is boring. Can I have a snack? Mama's boring. Dad's home.
And then it's a picture of you flying through the air into the pool. It's pretty awesome.
So
I laughed.
I'm playing with them because I'm just trying to
Monsters home.
I'm having fun with them, but meanwhile, they're like, "Daddy's so much fun. Mommy makes us eat our vegetables and do our schoolwork." And then,
I mean, you don't need to bound through the air from the back. You're like, oh yeah, party time. Yeah. You could, like I said 15 seconds earlier, you could survey your surroundings, understand what you're up against, and then bring it down like 4 notches.
I told them, I pretend like you are not having fun right now, just to show Mom. But
why don't you do some schoolwork with them?
Oh. Sorry.
I'm wishy-washy when it comes to kindergarten homework. I'm just like, this is BS.
Yeah, but I'm sure your wife feels the same way, but somebody's got to do it.
This reminds me of the time I went to the Stevie Wonder driving school.
I agree.
That's basically what it is.
I should, I'm going to try.
You got to even out the responsibility and the fun.
I know. When I get home today, since I'm going home early,
you're going to be sad.
I'm going to do some schoolwork with them, but God, it's so boring and they're so slow.
Hey, do it in the
Everyone
pool.
hates it.
Hey, get their schoolwork. Yeah. Get your wife to send you copies of their schoolwork. I'll print it here and laminate it for you. Yeah. Waterproof schoolwork. I'll give you a dry erase pencil. Go home, do it in the pool.
I mean, in the pool.
Schoolwork in the pool.
I throw some rings down, like 2 rings.
Count the rings.
3.
Yeah, now we're talking.
And also,
Daddy's beer bottles are on the bottom of the pool. How many are there? Count them. Bring them up.
Yeah. It's, but yes, take into account what the your significant other is going through as well.
And sea turtle.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Back to sea turtle.
We do need to take a break. Great job on porking. I like that. We will put your tips into good use, and then we will report back.
That's your homework for the week.
Yeah, I will report back. My wife said something that I find oddly exciting and also repulsive. She has, let's just say, been visiting Japan. Lately, the Japanese flag, down there. You know what I'm saying? Red skies at night. And this morning she's like, I think I'm good to go. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. That's like what your mechanic says when he got the transmission fixed. I don't want to hear that.
What do you want?
Yeah, would you just readjust the carb? I don't need it to be said like that. Would you rejet it? I don't need to hear that.
You don't want her to say anything?
I don't want her to say it like, I think I'm good to go. I think I worked out the kinks. I don't need to hear it like I just left AMCO.
Well, what do you want to hear?
I don't know,
we need advice.
That's not what I want to hear.
Yeah. I clean the pipes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need to hear that.
I snaked them good. I think. But just by you saying "I think" means that there's a question, a small question.
yeah.
I don't want no question.
What's the what's
It just
Say what I wanted to say.
I can't even. Yeah,
yeah, we can, we've done enough
Yeah.
damage here. We'll take a break and reset. We got to
Yeah.
reset. All right, Sea Turtles for everybody. We'll reset. We'll be right back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Butler is in the other room. We're going to fire up another computer later today and see if we can get the studio tidied up, buddy.
Yeah.
We can jump back into voicemails. I had mentioned before the break that I have something that's controversial. If you'll remember, I want to say 2 weeks ago, we had a listener call in and say that he was the first of our listeners, or at least our BDM members, that had contracted the coronavirus.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and we interviewed him on the show. And
Gave him a straw hat.
Yeah, we sent him a straw hat.
Oh, I never sent that.
I did.
Oh, yeah,
you did?
okay.
You sent it? Never sent the
Well,
straw
I mean,
hat.
I let Eric know to send it.
Oh, okay.
So it got sent.
Who's Eric?
We're gonna
I'm
make sure he's
kidding.
okay. I don't want to waste a straw hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Send it
Yeah,
to-
yeah. If
one of his relatives
things go
did it.
weird, just send that back.
Yeah, yeah.
But wipe it down first.
Yeah.
So
Blow it off.
So yeah, so then I got this voicemail, and I didn't know if this was just one of his buddies messing around, and we might have to do some editing here, but
Okay.
this is what I heard, so tell me what you guys think about this.
Oh, just wanted to update that guy that called in that said he tested for coronavirus positive. He was just work and needed this audio to get him out of trouble because he did not have a test that showed corona positive. So he lost his job. Now he's dead.
So what do you
Well,
think
I
about
hope
that?
that's not true.
Yeah, what do you think
and
about
if it
that?
is, why are you so nonchalant
now,
about
is
it?
that a drunk guy calling it? Because we have
He
had
was
a lot
driving
of...
and he didn't sound drunk to me.
Well, the end is a little weird, but... So what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, well, we can call the guy that.
Is that true?
I think that guy's trolling, and I think he's being a jerk.
Yeah, you think he's being a jerk? I don't like... Now is not the time to be a jerk.
Yeah. Because the guy we talked to, the BDM, like he made a post on the BDM page,
And he was very concerned about his sister who has issues.
Yeah, she was immune compromised, and he was trying to do the right thing and be a good guy.
It didn't seem like he was trying to get out of work. Like he was posting on the BDM page, like, "Hey, am I the first BDM that tested positive for this thing?" Like he was putting it out there.
It was legit.
And then we talked to him. No, like, listen, I don't know. We have no way of 100% verifying it, but there's a lot of people that how many over 100,000 in the United States? So
yeah,
it's
Christine in our Twitch chat room may have nailed it. She says there are a lot of people out there that claim 80% of all positive tests are false positives, and that this is all overblown. He's probably just one of those idiots. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah, this guy seemed legit to me, but whenever I get something like this, and he sent it a couple of times, which made me...
The same message?
Yeah, and then like an email as well. So I kind of felt like, well, do you know this guy? Are you trying to screw with him or something? Are you bored? Like, what are you doing?
Tell me the name off air.
Also, it's not
I'll
like
send you the email. I saved it.
It's not like it's going to be devastating to us. It's like, what? He didn't. Oh my God, that's it. No,
Well, I mean, it's devastating if he died.
Shut it down. No, he didn't die.
Well, he said he didn't have it.
No, but at the end, he's like, he lost his job. He's dead. Like he says, like that's why I was like, is this guy drunk? Like, what's he doing? It didn't make any sense. Let's try this one right here.
Hey guys, so recently I just got furloughed from work. I was working at a physical therapy clinic, and now I'm helping my dad's company out in the warehouse because they just recently lost some warehouse guys. And it is just really, really nice because I just kind of pop my headphones in, pull orders. I don't know where many things are, so I'm still learning stuff, but 5 hours have passed and it's felt like it's nothing. And I was just wondering if there's any activity that you guys like to do that just kind of like shut your brain off and just kind of go around and just, I don't know, it's kind of nice to just be moving my body and not really having to worry about treating patients and everything. Anyways, I love the show. Bye.
Yeah, like jobs, like this job requires us to use our brains to have to think about what we're going to say.
Yeah.
Which I'm not crying poor mouth or saying that this is extremely difficult, but at the end of the day,
It's draining, though.
I'm very tired at most days, if not all days.
But mentally exhausted.
there are a couple of jobs I loved that were, I think, perfect for this guy's category. When I was planting the hybrid fern, in Pearson as a young man. I was like, I don't know, I think I was 16. It was mindless. They'd just have a radio on. It was probably like JRR or something, the rock station. And all I had to do was plant fern for hours. And it was actually kind of nice. I think Butler has fallen into this category of doing Legos. You sit there for 10 hours, you turn your brain off, you listen to some music, maybe you got TV on in the background, maybe you're talking to your wife. For me, it's Animal Crossing. I throw that in the category of turning the brain off. It's mindless, it's addicting, and it's stupid.
Yeah. If I can go out and just mess around
Rake
with my yard,
leaves.
I'll cut some hibiscus plants.
Yeah,
and then
now you're talking.
Tend to your garden. How's your garden going?
It's going good. I'm still waiting for that Reaper to sprout. Anytime now it will.
You should take a picture a day, and then we can see the progress. Like a flip book.
It's got to sprout first, because right now it's just in a grow cube.
Yeah, and then you pop that out and you put it in the actual tower garden.
Yeah, it's some vermiculite in there, and then it'll sprout, and then when the sapling is about 6 inches, then I'll transfer it over to the tower garden, and then it'll grow fast. Like my jalapenos, and probably by this time next week, I'll have about 15 to 20 full-size jalapenos.
What do you make,
I'll bring
buddy?
you. I don't know.
I could smoke you some poppers if you want them and bring them to the studio.
It's the same thing that'll happen last time. Last time that I did this, because I'm not tending to it because I don't have the time to look up every single prune, like how to prune every single plant.
Yeah.
And
you had to spray Tabasco on it yet to keep the tiny bugs off?
No, because it's inside the pool enclosure.
That's nice.
So there's no bugs on it. Although I have to put it outside
to get a little more sun.
No, for the bees to pollinate the actual. Some of the vegetables need pollination. You could hand pollination or pollinate.
You don't want to do that.
with a Q-tip, which is pretty easy.
God.
You don't want to do
Like you just put it into the one flower to the other flower. You just have to transfer the pollen so that it starts fruiting. But most of the vegetables don't need that. But the bees, if you just roll it outside, the bees will do it for you.
Oh, you got wheels on yours?
Yeah.
You ponied for the good one.
Oh, I started buying all the upgrades because I have nothing to do on the weekend. So this is my new project.
I had to build wheels on mine. I drilled holes in the bottom and water's running out everywhere. It was a mess. I ruined it.
But what was I talking about?
I can't wait to see it. I don't remember either. Next voicemail.
Tom and Dan, Butler and Sam. Jim from Lakeland here. I just pulled up to my favorite gas station to put gas in the car, and there were 2 pickup trucks nose to nose with jumper cable stretched between the 2 of them right at the gas pumps. Tom would stop and put gas in his car. Sam would definitely not stop and put gas in her car. Dan, would you stop and put gas in your motorcycle? How about Butler? I didn't stop. What would you do?
Well, I mean,
Wait, what?
So I'm trying to.
He's worried that the jumper cables are going to somehow blow up the gas pump.
No, I would definitely
I
stop.
honestly wouldn't even think twice about it.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you forget.
Maybe I should.
I mean, Jim from Lakeland doesn't know me as well as you guys know me, but there was a time when I would put gas in my car while
you're
smoking a cigarette and not even be on the cell phone while I'm smoking, not even think, because I'd seen my father do it.
Yeah.
Now, I won't smoke inside my car. I will never do that, but I'll smoke at the gas pump. Nothing I do makes sense. I won't get on a plane, but I'll ride a scooter without a helmet. You know what I mean? Like, nothing I do makes perfect sense.
Well, it's the irrational fear of plane riding should transfer over to being extra careful with the other aspects of your. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's why it's irrational. But if it wasn't for my wife, I'd fill my car with my car running, especially with the kids in the car.
I remember my dad doing that.
The
all the
AC
time.
yelling, and then and ever since I've known Crystal, she's always been like, "Turn off the car, and it'll blow up." And I'm like,
Well, it does tell you to turn the car off.
Yeah, but like, it's
I'm
not going to blow up.
But to me, I was like, well, what's the difference? Like, is somehow whatever's happening inside the combustion engine going to ignite the fuel vapors in the back of the car? Like, no, it's not. I understand that it technically maybe in some sort of small statistic is safer, and generally it's a good idea, and everybody in society should probably follow that rule, but it's fine. I mean,
I would stop and get gas with the jumper cables. Like, I guess
I probably would
it's
too.
the spark that everybody in the chat room
Now-
is talking about, and I just can't see that blowing up my car. I can't see that happening.
well, the fuel vapor would have to be so
Immense.
significant
Yeah.
in the air that it would ignite from a spark on the jumper cable, even though it's like you're not. I mean, you're still probably like 8 feet from the actual fuel pump, and if the fuel pump's not on, then there's no open exposed fuel. Anyway, just do the math yourself. Listen, it's your own lives. Listen, everybody just worry about themselves. Listen, if you see that and you're uncomfortable, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then everybody else just go there. It's fine.
Just wait it out, right?
I'll tell you how stupid I am. The first time I listened to Jim from Lakeland's voicemail message, I thought that he was commenting on how he wouldn't stop because he thought maybe it was some sort of a scam and they were going to rob him. Because I didn't even understand the idea.
That's why I was like,
of
wait,
the
what?
spark with the
I didn't
jumper
even think
cables.
about it.
And I've seen the spark with the jumper cables a million times. I got them sitting in my car. I did one like 2 weeks ago. Some lady needed jumper cables. I pulled them out.
Yeah,
Don't pull 'em out.
It's fine. By the
Well,
way,
I asked her to pull them out.
you know what? My wife got these for Christmas probably like 5 or 6 years ago. It's called a jump
Hey,
box.
you loaned that to me.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that
And
thing.
it actually works really well, and I would
It's
recommend
awesome.
it to everybody. It's about, I would say, 6 inches by 8 inch rectangular cube.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, and it's just a big battery.
I
And,
think I have one of those.
And
It's awesome.
It comes with jumper cables, and it'll jump a car like 10 times before it needs to be recharged,
Mm-hmm.
and you just keep it in your car. That way you never need to have someone else.
Now, if only you kept a gas can in your car.
Jumper
No,
can.
you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
One or
Well,
the
I mean,
other?
an empty one. You can keep an empty one in there. You don't want it sloshing around.
Haven't ran out
He
of
doesn't
gas
have those either.
in a while.
I remember as a
Probably
kid.
a
Tell
year
me,
ago today.
Tell me if you guys thought this. My dad's best friend in DeLand, I had my god sisters, and his best friend was my godfather, and his name was Bucky, and Bucky was awesome. I loved him. And I always thought, well, he's still alive. I still love him, but I'm just saying, I always thought that he was super cool as a kid because he had a truck that had 2 gas tanks. And I remember seeing the 2 like tank covers on the side and being like, whoa. Like, to me as a young boy, that was like, I was like, this is a great idea. You will be safe forever. If you're driving down the road, you run out of gas, you got an auxiliary tank, bam. I mean, like, this is a game changer. I remember as a kid thinking every boat should have this, every motorcycle should have this, every car
And
should
then you
have
don't
this.
have to worry about pulling on the wrong side of the gas
You'll never
pump.
worry about it
Yeah.
again because you'll have every car in the future, and this is me as a young boy, I'm thinking, every car in the future will not only fly, but will have 2 gas tanks. And I'm surprised that never became more of a thing. Do trucks even still do the double gas tank?
Well,
He was pulling a dually trailer, and it was a badass truck, man. I loved it. But to me, there's just something very calming of having 2 gas tanks. I guess that's preparation right there. That's great.
yeah. As things become more fuel efficient, it's probably become less popular. But once I stopped being afraid of gas when back in the college days and we were doing Drunk to the Bear videos, we decided to have 2 guys in bear suits box each other in the backyard of my duplex, my college duplex. This is probably like 2002.
Yeah.
And we set it up, and then we decided we were going to do a ring of fire or whatever. This is on video. I should try to get the video.
Yeah,
And-
hey, if you could find, do you think I could get with Andy? Because like now we live in a time where everybody's just scrambling for more and more content. I would love to edit some of that stuff and put it up. Even the stuff that I'm in. Where's Tiny Viking?
Yeah, he pulled it off of
Is
some hard
Pudge on
drive.
any of these videos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he.
I put him down. I put Pudge down on the list for Quarantine Cribs, but I think Tom exited
Oh,
off my
come
list.
on.
In the counterparts video, the Pudge was the closest to severe injury because he tried to do a front handspring off my roof of my childhood home down in Miami into a bush, but he clipped the bush, like he did it, but over-rotated, clipped the bush with his feet, and landed just straight on his chin from the top of the roof on my driveway. And then he busted his chin open and almost exploded his teeth out. We thought that it was going to be bad, like he broke his jaw, but it was fine. But anyway, back to the
Bug
gas.
power.
So the wizard he's holding like a 2.5 gallon red, portable, gas can.
Like a, hey, I'm out of gas can.
And he lit the fire and the ring, but he was trying to still pour it around. Mm-hmm. And the fire came up all the way to the tip of the gas can, and then he was just pouring fire onto the grass, straight from the gas can.
It's just napalm.
And then it was literally coming out from the fire, and he still was going around. We were all screaming, "You're gonna blow up" or whatever. It didn't blow up, and that was when I was like, "Oh, it's fine." In my mind as a child, the whole time I thought if fire ever came up to the gas can, it would be, but it does not like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You know what? It's funny.
And then he just shook it off, and then
we are both swamp trash, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I discovered that I was not afraid of gas was when I got a wasp sting on my thumb. And my dad used his pocket knife to get the stinger out, and then in order to disinfect it, he made me stick my thumb in a gas can full of gas, swirl it around in there. And then he put a piece of tape over it.
What was that?
It also got huge, swollen, infected. I had to go to the hospital to get it drained. But hey, he thought he was doing right.
It's like a turpentine. We're going to have turpentine. Gas.
Yeah, put some gas on it. It's fine.
Yeah. I like...
Dad, put some gas on your cheeks.
Old Roman, they're like turpentine, alcohol, gas. It's all in the same general category.
It all burns.
Yeah. Everything that burns
will clean your guts. Yeah.
I'll put that in the same
Quick,
category.
I need some burning liquid to cleanse his wasp sting. Yeah, that was a bad one. Let's go to this one. You have a tendency weekly, maybe monthly, to bring up the movie 300 and the orgy scene with the humpback man that should not have been born. That should have been cast off the mountain. And I think this is somebody calling it for that.
Hey guys, this is for a corporate time, specifically in reference to a recent Nerd Jock where Tom complained about the movie 300, specifically the part when the goat man was playing the drums or flute or whatever.
It's the weird flute that has a big cylinder,
like a flugel,
and then it goes all the way down to the small cylinder.
Yeah, it's stupid looking.
By the way, what is that flute? It's all connected by a couple bands.
Like when I see that, I look at the guy and I'm like, "You're ugly, and your flute's even uglier."
When I first saw the movie, I totally agreed. But I read some analysis that said if you remember the start of the movie, it was one of the Spartans narrating because he was asked to go and rally the rest of the Greek troops and he wasn't allowed to fight. And what we're watching is actually his narration to the rest of the Greek troops, trying to motivate them to go and fight the big bad guys. So he's not telling everything literally as it happened. He's embellishing a lot to make it seem more dramatic, to demonize the bad guys.
I looked this up too. Yeah, it's as if I were explaining my dreams to you, and you know how much you love it when I tell you about my dreams. It's probably one of the highlights of the program. Imagine though the things that you see when I'm telling you that. Imagine if those came to life. It was almost like, in a weird way, a tale or a dream sequence instead of an actuality. So your anger is the same, and this is what I created in my mind. The anger that you have for this scene is accurate because, in a weird way, it is a dream, and you hate dreams, so your anger is not misplaced. You are correct.
Now
does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And now I'm even more angry because...
he's embellishing. We always embellish. That's what we do for a living.
If I'm one of the 300 guys that the other guy with the eye patch is telling me the story, I'll be like, hold on. There was a goat, like a... actual goat man playing the flute. I've never seen. Are you sure? I understand.
I don't believe that.
I understand the prostitutes. I've seen all that.
I'm gonna go look for a big wolf.
The executioner with the axe hands. Maybe.
Oh, he's great. I like that guy.
I mean,
I don't even remember.
You don't remember axe hands?
I watched the movie so long ago. I don't remember any of this.
So did the guy look like a goat? Or are you saying he's an actual full goat man with a goat head playing the flute. Let me stop
isn't
it.
Based on like mythology, right?
Right. Well, it's
So
an embellishment.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
like he's creating a tale. It's the embodiment of him vocalizing a embellished tale.
It was
And
just Jeff Howe playing the flute.
He continues. So
Then
here,
I'd be like, well, do they have a whole goat army? Like, because I don't know. Like,
here he continues.
Make the soldiers much more motivated. So of course it's going to get more fantastical and a little fake, and the beasts are bigger, and the bad guys are kind of inhuman. So watching it from that point of view, I actually found it much more interesting, and it made a lot of sense because from a soldier's motivation point of view, of course you want to kick more ass because. You just
sounds like he's in Chicago, right? Like that sounds like the L or something.
Yeah, don't understand what the other side of the world looks like, and it's not that you're fighting regular old humans; it's that you're fighting these crazy monsters and demons. So the goat was kind of meant to be a little bit more fictionalized. So from that point of view, I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought I'd share that. But just an idea. Thanks, guys.
I also like that he puts just an idea at the end because he knows you're going to get more mad.
Yeah,
he's a good listener. Thank you for calling, sir. That was a great message.
Also, if you're trying to rally up your troops, don't tell them that there's like.
Don't tell them it's hard. Tell them it's easy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
There's some supernatural.
We should go into business together.
How many goats do they have? Like, what if they have like crazy tigermen? Like,
don't
the goats?
talk about the tigermen. That's why I tell these guys when they come in every day. Samantha and Travis will be like, "What do we have to do today?" I'm like, "It's an easy day." Yeah. No, it doesn't matter what we have on the books.
Do they have magical powers? Because that makes me more scared to fight them because I don't have magic.
All I have creepy stuff on the internet about goatmen.
I'm just a man, and this guy's a wizard. I'm not fighting.
Yeah. Just tell me it's easy. Tell me these guys are like, they haven't fought in a long time. They're all sick from traveling overseas.
Yeah, you never hear a high school football coach go out there and go, "Guys, these guys we're playing today are gonna tear us apart." They don't say that.
Yeah, they're bigger and
stronger. We have no chance, you nerds.
They have the legs of goats. They'll run, stomp you crazy. Like, I don't want to go against them.
They'll use their horns to gore you to death.
Yeah. Like every single one of them is big as Derrick Henry. Like,
they'll beat your head with their flutes. They'll beat you to death with their weird flutes.
Yeah. Just downplay it. Don't tell me about the mythical creature. That's scary.
Let's try, because I think we got time for one more. Oh, God, is this enough? Hopefully we've already done this one. I'm about done with frozen bread, although I will say I tried a piece this morning for my morning toast because I am ascending into an old man, and God dang it, frozen bread is crumbly. It just crumbles. I tried to put jelly on it. It just disintegrates. It's like I'm touching a moth. You ever touch a moth and it just disintegrates? And I'm like, you weren't even alive, were you? That was a trap.
It's frozen bread with wings.
It's gross. I hate frozen bread.
Hey, guys. I was listening to a show and you guys were talking about frozen bread. Now, when bread starts to get a little old, I always throw it in the freezer. And there's only two good things you can use it for. It's for French toast or grilled cheese sandwiches. It's pretty much all I use it for.
Oh my God, sir.
If it's in there longer, then I just punt it in the trash can.
This is Snuffy Sniffy Snuff Nose. We've got, what is it?
Sniffy Snuff
This
Nose.
is Snuffy Sniffy Snuff Nose, and we have Many Wet Mouth, and this is Snuffy Sniffy Sniff Nose. Snuff Nose.
Yeah, it's Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose.
Oh, Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose. Write down Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose. We have Many Wet Mouth and Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose. You guys got to get, is everybody calling have Corona? Because everybody sounds like just absolute S.
But that's the only two things I use it for. There you go. You can't defrost it and use it for sandwiches. It's gross. But those are the two things I use it for. All right. You guys have a good day.
It's the allergies.
Yeah, man, blow your nose.
I walked out.
Yeah, give me a cokehead.
Even today, like my whole.
Or he's wearing a sweater he's allergic to, like the Seinfeld episode.
I couldn't find my car in the garage. I thought it was missing. No, it was there underneath all the pollen. All over. My God.
How's there pollen in your car? It's in the garage.
No, it goes under the garage because there's like a little bit of gap, and that stuff's like baby powder.
Yeah.
It goes everywhere. It's driving me insane.
My whole WRX is caked in orange, but I'm like, I thought this S was over. Like,
no, never over.
But like, it came in spring. Like it rained heavy.
Spring.
I guess you're right, but I thought it dumped it
slow spring,
and then.
Well, we haven't been having rain. We're supposed to get some this week, but
Supposed to rain today, I thought.
Yeah, 50% chance in Orlando,
pain in the
Florida.
ass.
We got to take a break. Let's take one when we come back. Oh, prepare yourself. We're bringing it back. We cancel it every week, but we bring it back every week. It's Bird Wednesday.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We got limited time, so let's jump right into it. It is a segment that you and Samantha created called Quarantine Cribs.
Yeah.
And we got
Samantha
a special
came up with the name. It was great.
It's brilliant. Yeah, good job, Sam.
Another pizza party.
So
we're too many
Out
pizza
of pizza?
parties. I'm gonna have to start borrowing pizza parties from you.
We're going through
to give to you.
Some friends of the show, like houses to see, because everybody's kind of stuck in their houses.
Well, they should be.
Yeah. I mean,
I've been going everywhere. I went to the beach yesterday.
A lot of people.
No, I
are
have
working.
not. I have not. Don't email me. I've not done anything. I'm going crazy. I've only been here and home.
A lot of people are working regular. I saw that too. People are like, "Man, I'm going to work every day, just like I've always done."
What
so
are you guys doing?
It's nothing.
That's weird. Applebee's is closed.
Nothing new. But anyway, we've got Big Tim on Skype.
There
What's
he
going on,
is.
Tim?
Big Tim Murphy, everybody.
Hey, I'm living the dream and all.
Do you have lights in your house?
Did you pay your electric
don't have
bill?
lights in that part of the house. Don't nobody need to see that part of the house.
What is that? The sex dungeon? What is that?
No, it's the hallway thing. The electricity in the hallway don't work right, so I just leave the light off.
All right.
So it isn't true. You won't leave the light on for us.
I think I'm getting haunted.
Yeah, I got you.
So, Tim, what's been going on with you? What have you been doing during all this? And do you have any plans for anything online people can donate towards you?
I mean,
what are we
I
going?
would donate right now because I ain't hard up on money, but I'm Facebook Living all the time and stuff. I've been gardening. I've been.
Let me see your garden.
Oh yeah.
All right, here I'll show you all the garden.
I've been gardening
let's
too.
do the living room first.
Okay, all right.
There.
Yeah. This is your house.
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be pushy or bossy.
Well, we do have
This
limited
is
time. So
well. Here's my front room.
let's turn that.
There's
camera
the
around.
bathtub thing that got left here by the old woman that.
Oh, I want one of those
to start with.
Those are those stand-up bathtubs, dude. I want that. I'll never have to sit down again.
So
it works, but I got to put it in that other corner. Right now, it's full of paint that the hippie girls that lived here before me had, and then because the whole slow-moving pandemic thing, I ain't really been in a hurry to get rid of all that old paint.
It does look like a jumbo toilet.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised it hasn't been. Does it have a drain in it?
Because if it does, game
Yeah,
on.
but it's not hooked up over there. It's supposed to be in the other corner. There's a shotgun that don't work to confuse people.
Okay.
All right, that's the scaring gun.
Yeah.
Well, there's another one that works, and I'll hear let me turn.
Okay.
I haven't quite finished painting that door. I
Oh, this
see.
is a different
That's,
vibe. I'm getting a different vibe than I did at
bookshelf I haven't
Seth's
finished
place.
a lot of unfinished projects.
Now, again, Big Tim didn't read the email. Obviously, he didn't.
Yeah, I feel bad now.
I really did.
What's in the fridge?
It's got the mirror thing or whatever.
Medicine cabinet.
Boobies. Holy moly. Hold on.
It's kind of got the I've only got one chance vibe.
And then
Mom spaghetti.
there's this thing.
All right.
It's art.
Oh, that is like from the Haunted Mansion. I think, right?
It's got like the faucet and then
crystals going
there's
out of
where
it.
I keep my book when I read. When
Okay.
Can't say that.
I got the toilet tank lid off because I was worried about it running.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
To drink water from the bathroom sink when
That's his scaring water.
Yeah. Now,
I got the shower head thing.
Oh, that's
2
nice.
or 3 different settings, including the way that you can have it do both at once.
Yeah, that's a good shower head you got there. I don't even have one of those.
yeah.
It was here when I got here.
It seems like we may need to contact Guardian Water. It seems like you got some doo-doo water coming in the top. It's I don't know if doo-doo's not
It's
supposed
not
to be in the top.
effective to wash with doo-doo. I've heard that. I've heard that.
Yeah, it's, some
This
discoloration.
is the room I record stuff in, the Pyro Spot Studio.
Yeah, Pyro Spot Studios.
It's blue because the girls made it blue. And I got the bookshelf thing. I got that weird dude thing that somebody found on the internet in the trash. And I went and got it.
It said it looked like you, right?
It does look a little bit like me in a weird way.
Little wine cherub.
Yeah, I like
Me and him
that.
get drunk together all the time.
Can we see your pantry and or fridge to see what you got for quarantine snacks?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Let's go in there and.
I'm sure there's some White Claw in there involved.
Gotta have White Claw.
No, I just got Shine on the cabinet there.
No.
I don't drink as much Claw as I used to.
I've been watching your Facebook Lives. I think there's a lot
Times
of
are hard. I got, in the refrigerator, I got, I got one.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Are you at Home Depot?
That thing is brand new.
There's not much.
I'm going to send you some grub, brother.
Yeah. For a big man.
I got food. I got Arby's packets, and I got
Arby's packets?
I'm
That's
sending
just
you food.
sauce.
I'm sending you food, dude. That ain't going to cut it.
food. Because hold on, then I got.
Yeah. I mean,
we're sending him food, right? We're sending him food.
well,
I can't let him live off of
There he goes.
Arby's
He's got
packets.
it
food.
doesn't look hungry.
I got deep dish hammy things.
He's got potatoes.
Croquetas.
No, they ham and cheese fake. What are them called? Pot pies. They're 78 cents at the Save Lot.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nugget fell out. Pop that back in. One of your nuggets fell out.
That's a dog nugget.
Oh, it's a dog. Wait, you killed a dog and turned it?
No, I give the dog a nugget, and then I got like.
Oh, the dog has its own nuggets.
I got grits and all.
All right.
But I keep them in the package from the box because I forgot to buy paper plates, and I've been using the boxes as paper plates.
All right.
Okay, I'll send you some paper plates. I got to do something.
But I got some oatmeal too. Let me see here. I keep that stuff thing around.
Oh, that's good. I like Carnation Instant Breakfast. I've always been a fan of that.
I got some detox tea. They don't really work, but still. All right.
Yeah, it's drop in the ocean. I'm just saying. I mean, what detox? You know, I don't know what this is.
It's my backyard.
Where's your puppy?
Right there.
Oh, there she is.
All right. So
Sophie,
sweet baby, look at that sweet baby.
She likes to bark at the people that walk down the street. It's nice.
I know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
All my dogs used to do that too.
Yeah.
And my dad would crack the blinds and look out there.
Yeah. It's Karen's and everything.
Then you put one hand on your scaring shotgun, just in case.
So, Tim, where's your garden at?
That's it. Hey, you're looking at it.
wait,
it's one stick with a poof on top of it. What is that?
A poof stick.
That's fantastic. That's a poof.
And then there's the other yucca.
Okay.
All right.
You're growing yucca?
And then there's another yucca.
Little poofy sticks.
You can't see them, but there's a bunch of yams growing along that fence line.
Oh man.
I'm going to use that fence line to help them grow up to the tall part or whatever.
This is like touring Freshfield Farm.
I have you more for a potato man, more of a yucca fry.
Yucca fries. Don't sleep on yucca fries, man.
Well, they're basically potatoes, but tropical potatoes.
Yeah, they're like my dad used to say yucca is just a potato with a beret on it.
So, what is this growing next to your clothesline?
That's a prickly pear.
Right.
Oh yeah. People make a lot of cocktails with prickly pear, right?
Yeah.
And then
you'll get a one pair about 9 or 10 months from now. Yeah. That's totally worth it.
That's stuff that you can't see because it's just dirt and all. I'll get met the pit bulls next door. That's going to be pigeon peas. They're like chickpeas. They grow real fast.
Okay. I could get down on some pigeon peas.
Let me walk around front and I'll show you all the other part of the garden.
Cool.
When did you start this garden,
It's a very
Tim?
sporadic garden.
Yeah, it's spread
About
out.
3 weeks.
How long?
Well, all them things are going to grow real big.
What part?
This is like Yeehaw Junction Animal Crossing.
I got.
What is Yeehaw Junction?
I don't remember what them are, but they're things.
Okay, couple of things. Old rusted shovel.
That's a basil.
All right.
Yeah, got some basil. Spice up your Italian
Put that in your
lasagna,
your Arby's.
Today's meal is horsey sauce, barbecue sauce, and fresh basil on a prickly pear.
Fresh basil growing.
area.
Nothing in the fridge.
I got my chair and the TV.
Big ass TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Big,
Again,
giant, awesome TV.
We live in a world where, no matter how you live, you could have a big ass TV.
I got that TV for free.
Yeah,
it's
of course
a big ass TV.
TVs are literally free now.
Yeah,
that's it.
Butler gave out 12 TVs last weekend. Big ass TVs.
Yeah.
He might be living off grits and Arby's sauce, but he's got a big TV.
Yeah, and that's all that matters. Tom and I've
You
had
got AC and a big TV.
Yeah.
Like you're living
You're
better
fine.
than 90% of the population in the world.
That Tom and
I'm
I've
better
always.
than any medieval king ever ate.
Yeah, we've always said this. You and I've always said this. In fact, you
It's the
said
best
it last
time to be
week.
poor in the world.
We were in here, and you guys weren't here, and I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but we were having a business heart-to-heart about
God.
oh God, what if we lose this thing? And anything's possible because who knows what the hell's happening. But we have always gone back to if we have enough money in our bank account to get a 12-pack of beer, everything's going to be just fine. And I still, when I think of that, I get comforted for some reason. And big ass TVs, I'll throw big ass TV in there.
Yeah, my TV's paid for. They can't take that. I got a 12-pack of beer. Fine.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I need AC. Don't need water too much.
I
got beer.
Power. I'm going to have power at this house for at least another month and a half, no matter what. So who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have power. We'll take care of you, man.
Cactus. Look, I got a cactus. It's a pad cactus. You can eat that one.
Oh, and he planted it right next to the sewer hole. Get that good brown juice all in it.
It's Ninja Turtles and steal that.
That's so I don't hit the storm drain, and then eventually the storm drain will be protected by the cactus. So you don't run over the storm drain thing.
No, that's strategically placed.
None of y'all, it's like y'all never been real high rednecks driving an old truck with bad power steering.
You put the cactus next to what you don't want to drive over.
There's my stopping cactus.
There's that thing.
What is that? Now, I noticed you've planted stuff in your yard.
How do you know where? How do you find it again?
I mean, I'm no gardener, but usually you put it in rows together.
And you put a sign near it so you know where it's at.
One.
Yeah. I've never seen the farming technique of just sporadically just putting it around your house willy-nilly.
They call it the Stevie Wonder garden technique.
I mean, I don't know, but if it's all in one place, easier to water.
No, he likes to use this as to take a nature walk.
Oh, okay.
So
it's also disbursement dip. Plus, it's all going to grow real big.
Tim, we are on a corporate time. Can you please?
Well, I thought you could say that on the radio.
You cannot.
Well, now I don't know.
I think you can now.
I honestly think there's no one cares or listening.
I have said way more radical stuff in the last few hours than the S word, but that's fine.
Also, I assume
not on the radio. You haven't.
How does the FCC work? Are they all in cubicles in some government building?
Oh, not right now.
Yeah, they're working from home, and by that I mean doing nothing. Right?
Yeah, they're probably floating in a pool like everybody else, standing on your balcony drinking a Coors Light.
I've known plenty of government employees that literally, did nothing at work already. So I imagine once they're sent off to do it at home, they literally do nothing. I'm just nothing, right?
Yeah, but they do that on purpose, man. They want government to be bad so that they can take advantage of us.
No, I forgot to bring up, I shouldn't have brought up the government.
So, Tim,
I'm all radicalized now, baby.
Tim, let me ask you something because, you and I've been checking on you, texting in, you've been checking on me, and you, out of all of my friends, have had probably one of the more positive attitudes going into this whole lockdown and everything. Is the positive attitude still holding up?
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm more excited than I have been in a long time.
And why is that?
I mean, the government's more fragile than it's ever been.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling you.
He's he's been ready for the collapse.
He's getting ready to get in that. And then he'll ride off into the sunset in his tank truck.
Hey, I'm getting a real one this time.
Yeah, you could get a real tank.
Yeah.
You could ride on the outside.
Humvees don't have keys.
Easily killed and eaten.
Humvees don't have keys.
Our gang of militant guys with machine guns that have been training for this forever.
They're out there.
Yeah, they know how to use them.
Who do you think's been selling them machine guns, Tom?
Well,
Tim. Do I need to cut that part out?
So, Tim, I know when we had Busey's quarantine cribs, he showed us his arsenal of, speaking of machine guns, I don't know if they were machine guns, but there are a lot of different guns,
machine guns,
ARs and stuff. And I don't know if it's you're comfortable showing us your gun collection, but
I mean, yeah, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't threaten him with a good time. You got to get a swig of that Diet Dr. Pepper.
I ain't got no fancy guns or nothing. I ain't got no money.
I mean, a gun or a fancy gun, still the purpose is still the
gun
same.
you have is better than the gun you wish you had.
That's true.
Well, there was an AR on top of the microwave that I walked past, but I just didn't show y'all.
Okay.
The old microwave AR.
Oh, all right, there it is.
Yeah, gotta have that.
Yeah.
That'll put a hole in your bagel bites.
Just stand in front of your mirror nude. Holding that. That's what I would do.
And then your bagel bites go off, and you put your AR back on top of the microwave. You get your bagel bites out. You sit down. You eat them all. Then you get your AR again. Stand nude.
Then I'm doing whatever drug you light the lighter underneath the tinfoil. I've seen it on
that's called crocodile.
Yeah.
It's the Russian crocodile. Makes your skin fall off.
I've seen it on Intervention, but they light the lighter underneath the tinfoil and they inhale the smoke or whatever that is. Then you look out your blinds with the AR and they're coming to get you.
And then you go back to
the blinds. I'd probably use my old Enfield though.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite. I took the bolt.
We're not allowed to show that on Twitch, by the way. Let's not show that anymore.
Okay. Right. Sorry about that. I didn't know that was a rule.
It's we're not allowed to show that on Twitch.
Okay.
There ain't no bolt to it.
Doesn't matter.
You gotta listen to the boss.
I didn't know that was a rule.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that we're learning.
That's a 100-year-old Enfield that don't have a bolt, so it can't do nothing. But it's fine.
What is that? Like an old World War II gun?
This is a World War I gun, Tom. This is 100. This was made in 1917, and it's British. It's been sporterized. So they chopped down the front stock, but it shoots .303 British, and I've got some real nice .303 British ammo, and I'm real good shot with this particular rifle.
You know, I would be mad because I've seen the previews for 1917. I haven't watched the movie. I've been wanting to.
I haven't seen it either.
When I'm in the trenches and the enemy, for whatever reason, has machine guns and they're firing machine guns at me, and then they want me to run towards the machine guns with a bolt action like that thing, I'll be like, why don't we have machine guns shooting back at the machine guns? Why are we running out with bolt action single shot rifles? This seems stupid.
I've never thought until now why that was one-sided. You're correct.
I'll give you a worse one. The technology to advance past bolt action guns existed for a long time, but they were worried that soldiers were going to waste too much ammo.
Yeah, because they're just like, just run at the barbed wire. We know what's going to happen. So you don't want you shooting too many bullets. We need those bullets.
They counted on artillery taking care of most barbed wire, but it didn't.
So
that's why so many people died.
So, Tim, what have you been doing to pass the time? Because you are, do you spend most of the time in your house? We saw your garden. Is there any new shows you took up, hobbies?
Well, I mean, I've been working on starting a church called the First International Secular Happiness Church of Orlando.
Yeah, but he's really not joking around.
I'm completely serious.
Yeah, he's serious about it. Because I read the whole thing, and I was actually kind of intrigued because it looked like it'd be the type of spirituality, or at least like positivity, that I think a lot of people would probably enjoy.
Also,
and you'd be a hell of a good, I bet you're a good preacher, man, because you can tell stories, you're witty, you're funny, but you could always weave in a message, you know?
Also, exactly what I believed a person in their house with a bunch of guns and conspiracy theorists against the government would do, is start a church. I'm glad it
That's
goes
true. Yeah.
If you told me...
It's also right in line with, what do they call it, proximity gardening, where you just throw your seeds in all directions. Right? It goes along with that.
Yeah. So how do you, become a member of your church?
Well, I mean, anybody can be a member if they want. They pretty much just got to say they are, I guess. Remember, church requires paperwork. So right now, technically, the government says this is a missionary, a ministry. But you can look at my Facebook from Sunday, Easter Sunday. I did a sermon in a kiddie pool and talked about the importance of solidarity now, and that you should find your local rep and send them an email letting them know that you're watching how they're responding to all this, and that you're going to remember when this is over how they acted.
I've seen that too, and I'm like, wait at that. They don't care.
Oh no, that's, man, you got to do it at the lower level, man. I'm talking about your Orange County, your local level. Let them know. These people have names, man. They're real people, Tom.
No, I know that, but
I've only done it one time. I will say, I've only done it one time where I wrote. I forget what it was even for, and I wrote my congressman, and I got a reply back twice.
Yeah.
Like an actual reply, not a form letter.
Oh, it wasn't a form?
It wasn't a form. It was an actual, like somebody. I can't prove that it was the actual congressperson, but it was an actual reply.
Well, here's the thing. When this is over, there's two ways it's going to end. When this is over, there's going to be some just changes. Things are going to have to change. And it's either going to be the French Revolution style, or it's going to be South Africa. South Africa, when apartheid ended, they had the Truth and Reconciliation Committees, where people that did the people wrong came up, and they were kind of like trials, and they'd have to apologize, they'd lose money. And I feel like that is a much better solution than chopping people's heads off. That's just me.
Yeah, no problem. What you're saying sounds insane. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
I feel like we have a lot to look forward to. I mean, like in a couple of weeks, it's heads of chopping. I had no idea.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now he's drinking the moonshine. Oh, it's about to get crazy.
That's
a giant jug of moonshine.
How much as you're drinking? Because we got to go soon. But
oh man,
has it gone up?
You look like every workout dad. Got to keep hydrated, bro.
What is in that?
Water.
Oh, just water?
No.
Oh,
no.
Where do you get that from?
This?
Yeah.
This is half and half.
Oh, half water, half moonshine.
That way you don't get so out in the middle of the day, you know.
You cut your moon. That's your day drinking shine.
There's day shine and night shine.
Well, Tim,
we love you. We're glad you're all right, buddy.
You made a lot of people feel better. I think they're like, well, they got they don't got.
You guys want to go outside and throw some seeds around? I've been inspired.
And let us know if you need anything. All right?
Yeah, man.
We'll do.
All right, brother. Be good.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
See ya. I love me some Big Tim Murphy. You can find him on Facebook. Go support him. And
he's constantly putting up videos.
He's a lovely man. Holy crap. I got to tell you that.
Yeah. You know, it's rough. Count your blessings. Then I don't know what that means.
And by
the way, I don't even know what that means. Like that saying means.
Yeah,
but I don't either.
Basically, you're counting nothing. Is
you counting like how good you have it?
But is that really a blessing if you worked for it? I don't know.
No, that's what I said. I'm like, who did this? Me.
I bless myself.
I don't point at God. I point at myself.
Yeah, like
I'd like to thank this guy.
It's Fred Simmons, Foot Fist Way. He's like,
he's right.
Thank me for
putting this fine food on this table.
Yeah. When you scored the touchdown, point at your strong legs.
Guys, we got to get out of here. TomandDan.com for all things Tom and Dan, and find us on the social medias. Find us on YouTube and Twitch. Just search Tom and Dan Live.
Yep, we'll see you with a Travis Pastrana interview after this.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. I know that this has been an issue for you and Samantha. At least I know I've heard you talk about how it can be saddening to you or sad for you to see the old man bag boy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Edie.
No. You don't have that.
Well, maybe not.
I don't have it.
I heard Butler has it.
That's because he uses condoms.
I heard it's you got to get it, a certain way. It's like let's just say I got to stand up to put my sweater on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But to go along with the bag boy, the older bag boy, that I know it depresses you because it makes you feel like, what are you doing, old man? You shouldn't be here. You should be at home sitting in your chair watching Westerns really loud, drinking sweet iced tea.
Something's happened.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, their
Sometimes
wife.
they like to just get out of the
wife
house.
is 100% of the time dead, and the only reason that they're there is perpetual motion of their body needs to continue or they'll die too. And it's strictly strictly survival at that point.
It's a past the time.
Yeah, it really is. All you're doing there is putting my groceries in a bag while you decompose on Earth.
Oh man!
So that's what's happening. They're dying. They want to die, but
we're all dying. It's just they're closer.
My son said I should do this because Daddy, I miss you. Yeah, So I thought of another one last night because I've been trying to think of more things that make you and I uncomfortable and sad because they're very few. We're very different people. I think humor-wise, I think we're very, very much alike. But in our day-to-day lives, we couldn't be more opposite. You know. But I did find one, and I want you to tell me what you think. Okay. And I've seen a lot of this, and it is an epidemic along with older bag boys. It is the plump. Older middle-aged mom driving what appears to be her son's either mini truck or small car that has Hatchet Man sticker, loud exhaust. It has street glow. But you see the mom, the old lady is driving. Loud as hell, or mini truck. It's got sideways license plate. Like she has no business driving the mini truck or the street glow. It's got a Hatchet Man sticker on it.
The tires are somewhere
flared.
They're sideways. They're like at an angle. Why are they at an angle?
And why is the mom driving that? You have no business driving that. You're a sweet, plump mom. You don't deserve that.
Her car is either in the shop.
Yes.
Or
she should not. But you know what? Then call her an Uber. She should not be driving that. That's not fair. She don't want to drive your car and listen to Yellow Wolf while you're riding it. She don't want any of that. She doesn't deserve that.
She just wants to drive up to Five Below.
Like Mr. T said, treat your mama right.
And you're making her drive your hatchback.
Oh, it's
with
a POS.
Diagonal tires. And you
got a CD hanging off the mirror. You got
the hood is a different color because you got that at the junkyard because your hood.
Your front windshield is tinted, dark, like 1%, and then it's got a vanity written in Comic Sans. It says at the top, "Don't look too hard." Like, why do you do that? Nobody wants that, and she doesn't deserve that. Respect your mother or your grandma. Don't make them drive that car. But I've seen it a lot, especially on Colonial when I'm driving down here. You can see it a mile away. You'll see it. You'll be like, "Oh, it's a trashy mini truck," or a trashy little car with a crazy exhaust on it. And then you look inside, it's an old lady, and she's like shaking. She has no business driving that. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. Do you agree?
I do agree, and I have seen that before, and I've often wondered what situation that this lady got herself into, where she's driving her douchey kids.
Well, I think you guys, you nailed one of them, which is her car's in the shop. She had to borrow her son's car. But the other one is maybe down on her luck, and she had to go to a buy here, pay here, right? And she just needed wheels, and this was cheap.
Yeah, but the thing is that what's cheaper than that, because they're going to upgrade for your rims and all the aftermarket bolt-on garbage that you did to it. So if she wanted the cheapest car, it would be like some standard, Toyota Corolla that was turned in with 280,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? That's done nothing to it. Those, I assume, would be more expensive at a buy here, pay here. But speaking of those cars, because you bring up a good point, like there's some cars that people, upgrade and put aftermarket parts that look good. Obviously, they're expensive to do. But then there's some that, that they don't have the money to do it properly. So they end up just bolting on a bunch of stuff from AutoZone. And,
and it falls into sort of like the import tuner.
Yes,
right?
But it's not real import tuner because
it's AutoZone import tuner.
My buddy, and we know
a lot of stick-on novelty, like a lot of air fresheners, a lot of steering wheel covers.
Yeah, Sebastian from Danger Brain, like he's had cool VW,
well, he's added like cold air intake,
like
a supercharger.
Done it right. It's cool. Yeah. And then we've seen like other even my buddy Alex for a while, he got into like rebuilding engines on I think like a VTEC or whatever, and then just wanted to build a fast ass car.
Those VTEC engines, yeah.
But then as the S rolls downhill, you get to the guy that with the old CRX that wants to put
trash,
wants to drop it low and diagonal tires.
I mean, why didn't you start with just washing it though?
And
you know what I mean? Like, if look, I'm a pseudo car
primer
guy.
paint job.
I don't have a ton of time anymore to do anything, but I've worked on my V-dubs now and again, and I enjoy you start with washing it.
Yeah.
Don't trash it up.
It's embarrassing.
Why you get in there with a blowtorch, you're melting the springs to get it lower, and then when you're pulling out a Burger King, you pull your black bumper off. Come on, man! Are you that stupid?
Flashbacks of high school.
Yeah. You're putting a spoiler on the back. The damn car goes at top speed, 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah. Literally, the spoiler does nothing. You also screwed it onto your trunk, which
you drilled right through your trunk. Why did you drill through your trunk?
I don't know.
Your trunk did nothing to you. Leave it alone.
I could
drill deep, as Tom says.
I could literally slap it off if I wanted to, because
I could grab it and bend backwards and just yank your trunk off.
You use drywall screws.
Tapcons.
Yeah.
You used blue Tapcons to drill through your everything.
You just bolted on garbage to your car, and it doesn't look cool, and nobody thinks it's cool.
Should I start
car
shaming?
Car guys are laughing at you. Everybody's laughing at you. I don't know who thinks it's cool. You think it's cool.
But do you really? I mean, you gotta know.
Yeah.
I think you know when you fire that thing up. And it's like, and you start going down the road, and that thing's chug-a-lugging. I think you know that you know what you are.
You put a aftermarket air filter on.
Everything's aftermarket.
That does nothing. It's a 4-cylinder garbage car that probably only works on 3 cylinders because it's got 180,000 miles.
That's the thing is, you're not willing to maintain it or even wash it, but you'll bolt some junk on it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Man, you can file this under dumb old man, but I'm just saying, keep your car nice. Like at least clean it up, make it look good. You could start with practical things that will actually make it run better, like something as simple as tires. Put a nice set of tires.
You guys do realize I drive a clown car, right? That you guys put rims on.
But it's nice. Those rims are nice.
Yeah.
You're rolling on Emmett Smiths while you're BSing.
Yeah. Those tires, those low profile tires,
those are expensive.
I think that was like $800.
I think we got you Pirellis.
I think the rims were more than the tires.
And they're 22s, man.
What did we buy those rims for? I can't even remember.
I think
it was from a listener.
I thought we traded them for edibles, didn't we?
Yeah. There's something. We definitely got them cheap. It was a drug deal.
We got there was drugs involved, guns, maybe.
Oh man, I pulled up to a store to get some beer yesterday, and the guy was like, "Hey, you work for Tom and Dan?" And I was like, "Yes, I do."
Oh, no, never say that. What's wrong with you? It's a good way to get killed.
I'm sorry.
Thought I could get a discount, but
every morning when I pull up, I see your truck. I'm like, "Oh, why are we?
They will take you by surprise.
Why do we do that to her?"
I cannot hide from anyone.
I swear to God, I drove by you one day and I said, "Look at that hot girl driving that really SE car."
Yeah. By the way, we gave.
Did you hear me honk at you? And I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, that's my employee.
The person that wants the least amount of people to know who she is.
We gave her the
flashiest car.
She drives a.
You want to be the most personal out of all of us, and we gave you the hey, look at me car.
We gave you the paranoia mobile.
Yeah.
Look, it was free. I needed it.
How's it running?
That's fine. The AC works sometimes.
No, we didn't get
no,
AC.
is it still going crazy?
If it's like really hot outside, it's not really blowing cold air. Like today, it'll be fine because it's gloomy. Yeah, it's fine.
How's the? You're going to use it for your move?
Yep.
So it's going to come in handy. You can pile it.
You need some Freon. I got a Freon adapter. I used to put in my old truck.
Yeah, that's good for the environment.
2 times a year.
Yeah.
No, they stopped that now. It's fine. It used to be a thing in the 80s. Now there's ozone.
Oh, Rich is right in our Twitch chat room. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Would you let us put whistle tips on your car?
What's that?
Like Bub Rub and Little Sis? You don't remember whistle tips go woot woot?
No, but we looked this up one time. Sure.
It's like one of the oldest. That's like one of the oldest viral videos ever.
Yeah.
The whistle tips go woot woot.
Viral videos used to be like local news.
They're fun.
A lot. And
Yo, I see leprechauns here.
You know what happened is that local news saw the benefit of viral video, and then I think they all try to start dipping their toe
Yeah.
into more ridiculous stuff until now. All it is ridiculous, and it's not viral anymore because it's like, oh, I just turn on local news.
Yeah.
Every story is whistle tips. Like, it's all nonsense.
I mean,
everything's nonsense.
My three favorite. And
You blew it.
I had this debate with my wife because we watch. Oh man, this goes into dumb old man, dumb old lady, and I'll lump my wife in here. We will. At the end of every month, this is a fact. At the end of every single month, we'll go on YouTube and lay in bed, and we will find news bloopers from that particular month because there's this channel that does them, and we will watch them front to back. And my three favorite viral videos are Whistle Tips Go Woot Woot, Y'all Want to See Leprechaun Say Yeah, and my
Dee Dee Megadoodoo.
How'd you know?
I know.
Old Dee Dee Megadoodoo. That Dee Dee Megadoodoo video. If I'm having a bad day, if, when this whole virus thing and everything here and we didn't know what's happening and we're trying, all I got to do is go to YouTube and type in Dee Dee Megadoodoo and that video pops up and I watch that newscaster just butcher that poor fallen hero's name and I get a smile on my face and it makes the day better.
People get mad at you, laugh at it. They're like, an officer died. We're not laughing at that. We're laughing at
That's not funny.
The news lady who's trying to be serious and she can't pronounce the guy's last name and he says Megadoodoo.
Oh,
and we're children here.
Yeah.
We're laughing at that.
Well, it's like the little kid who was on.
Calm down, everybody.
It's like the little kid that was on multiple daytime television shows. Was it Lateral Martin? Who I like to do hood rat things with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I loved him.
I liked Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife.
Yeah,
Antoine Duck.
he's a classic.
He's great.
But I think that
you is dumb. You really is.
Yeah.
I love
Dead
him so
Giveaway
much.
is great. I ate ribs with this dude. That guy's great.
Yeah, that guy's
I
great.
honestly, because
I Love Turtles is great. That's a classic.
and nothing against
This is going to happen, right? Like we'll be years from now. We'll be. What's wrong?
No, I just look at the time. We're gonna go.
Oh, damn it! Sorry.
I know.
That's fine.
Put your heads down.
Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you.
That's one too.
too.
I'll make up for it now.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of our favorites. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
What's that? Carl Lewis singing the national anthem at the Chicago Bulls game.
The problem is when these things came out, then every program director across our nation said, we need to do more of that. And then everybody started to do more, and then you ruined it. You flooded the market with garbage.
It's got to be natural.
Yeah.
Take a break from the garbage.
Yeah, get back
Trickle it back in.
Just say something that we need to know. Anything.
No.
Nothing?
No.
All right.
All right.
I don't even know any of this. All right.
Take a break. Or are we out of here?
Yeah, we're out.
We out.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I bid you a fond Dee Dee Megadoodoo. Goodbye.